Swami Vivekananda, the chief apostle, described Sri Ramakrishna with one phrase in adjective. Sarva Dharma Sarupine, which means the embodiment of all religions. In other words, Sri Ramakrishna is the exemplar of the truth of all religions. Yes, he was born as a Hindu, but he lived to belong to no religion, as it were. And at the same time, he was the fulfillment of every existing religion on earth. Sri Ramakrishna began his life as a temple priest. He followed the old traditional rituals in doing his worship of Mother Kali in the temple. But he was born with the spirit of the age. And what is that spirit? I may call that spirit scientific. But what is the meaning of this scientific spirit? I must experiment and experience. So he began to ask Mother, whom I am worshipping as God, are you real? Are you true? That was his enquiry. He did not accept. He wanted to know if there is God. And if God is, I must know him. That is the scientific spirit, I would say. And he yearned and yearned and yearned for the truth of God. He would weep and weep like a little child for his mother. He did not know what else to do. He could not live without God. The life was a vanity. This he realized. And the life becomes filled with bliss only if God can be known and God can be realized. So he yearned for God. He wept for God. When the temple bells would ring in the evening, he'd rub his face and say, "Oh, Mother, another day has passed and I have not seen you. Are you real?" Then there came a moment in his life when he could not live one moment without God. He became so restless for God. Then it was that he lost the consciousness of this world. And he was in another realm. And there he knew God. He realized God. He experienced God. That was how he began. Any other individual perhaps would have remained satisfied. Because when you have realized God, when you have known Him, when you have talked to Him, surely there is the fullness of life. There is no more any further enquiry into the problem. All problems are solved. But Sri Ramakrishna's mission was something different. His mission was not merely to realize God for himself, but his mission was to show mankind how to find the truth of God. But he did not want to found a new religion. So he began to inquire from that moment, is there any truth in the religions of the world? And then he began to practice one after another the disciplines as taught by the different sects of Hinduism, such as Tantrikism, Vaishnavism, Vedanta. And then also he wanted to know the truth of other religions outside of India. So he practiced the disciplines of Christianity and Mohammedanism. And strange as it may seem, whenever there arose a desire in him to practice any discipline of any particular religion, a particular teacher of that religion would come to him. So he did not want to experiment with other religions without a teacher, without a guide. So, as he wanted to practice, for instance, Tantrikism, a great adept came to him. And I must point out to you in this connection that Sri Ramakrishna accepted a woman as his first teacher. And remember, he accepted this teacher after he had realized God already. Then this Brahmani, as she is known, nobody knows her name. She is just known as a Brahmani. And as soon as she arrived in the temple, Sri Ramakrishna asked his nephew, go and to ask her to come and see me. And this nephew said, but she is a strange lady. Why would she come to see you? Sri Ramakrishna said, go and talk to her. Tell her about your uncle. So he went. And this Brahmani said, oh yes, I have come here for him. And she taught him the disciplines of Tantrikism. Then, when he wanted to practice about Vaishnavism or Vedanta or Christianity or Mohammedanism, one by one teachers came from nowhere, as it were. And he submitted himself fully and completely into the hands of each teacher in turn. And thus he proved to himself and to others that how each of these paths lead to the same goal, to the same truth of God. True it is that from ancient times, from the Vedic period, India has taught the ideal of universality by pointing out that the same truth is expressed differently by different seers and sages. Though it has been taught again by Sri Krishna in the Gita, how whatever path man may follow to reach me, they follow my path alone. But it remained for Sri Ramakrishna to demonstrate that truth. And thus is it that, in a sense, he established, he founded, if I can say, a world religion. What is the nature of this world religion? It is the harmony of all religions. Not that Christianity or Judaism or Hinduism or Mohammedanism are to be discarded, or we have to found an eclectic religion by taking what I or you may think as the substance of religion, as the essence of religion. No. But by recognizing that each religion is a path. And Sri Ramakrishna declared this truth by saying, so many religions, so many paths. But again I would say that he founded this world religion on that basis of harmony of all religions, and on that fundamental basis that religion is an experience. It is to realize God, to know God. So if any follower of any particular religion accepts religion as mere belief, as mere dogma, as mere doctrine, no, Sri Ramakrishna will have nothing to do with such. Yes, you are a Christian. You do not have to be a Hindu to realize God. You are a Jew. You do not have to become a Christian to realize God. You are a Hindu. You do not have to become a Christian or a Jew to realize God. Only if you remember that your ideal, your following the path, is to realize God. In other words, he wanted a Christian to be a true Christian, a Hindu to be a true Hindu, a Jew to be a true Jew. And that is how I may say that he founded a world religion.